So I guess what I've been asked to talk to you guys about right now is sort of where we're going with Buddy in the future, and sort of what we're currently doing with him, and what's the next step with his I guess, new profession here at the Wildlife Center for Virginia. As you all know, we officially kept him and stated that he is an education animal. We have him on our permits, our federal permits now, both for education and our migratory bird permits. So we're all set, ready to go. And he's having a grand time where he is right now. If anybody's been following up a little bit on, I think somebody probably put it on the Facebook page or perhaps on the blog, we've had some recent makeovers for cages out there. And I got to say, we've been extremely happy with this. We've been able to hook up with the local Greenville work camp. We've been able to find some labor at some wonderful prices. And, you know, we don't just rehabilitate animals here. Yeah. When the guy told me his name was Hopalong, I was stupid enough to ask why. That's what happens when you get shot in the back. Oh! Really nice fellow. We had the local inmates, and we had a work gang of 8 folks here at the center. We specified that we were looking for some carpenters, and that's exactly what they gave us. So, for those of you who have been here before and have been out to see Buddy in the back, you're going to notice that there's definitely a new face look to the cage that he's in currently, and there's also some other sort of landscaping stuff that we've been able to do around the area, and that's was provided by work from the local penitentiary. We also got them to put up some new shade cloth on our rehabilitation eagle pens, and so at the present time we also have a black vulture and another bald eagle up in the A pens right now. And so those are back up and functioning after many months of being sort of down and waiting for us to find resources to take care of those. So Buddy's pen has a new face look on the surface as well as in the pen as well. We sort of put new gravel and everything down in there, not only with Buddy's pen but also with Junior's and Scarlet, Red-tailed hawk and the golden eagle, who are sort of in reverse. And we've also cleared the space for the upcoming new Buddy pen. And you'll see sort of an outline of that when you go out there. We basically, I guess one of the conditions of accepting Buddy here at the center as an education group here is I wanted to make sure that he had some room to stretch his wings that he currently does. There's certainly nothing wrong with the size of the enclosure. It's actually larger. For a captive bird, it's actually larger than specified by the National Wildlife Rehabilitation Association's limits on sizes for different species. However, the bird is a fully flighted bird, and I want to give him that opportunity. You can't go back out into the wild again, and you know, let's try to replicate that as best as we possibly can. So, what I'm going to show you is sort of a mock-up of what we're sort of looking at for what the new pen will look like. I will tell you that we've been going through a number of different designs and trying to figure out, you know, should we do something that we've traditionally done here, which is sort of what our normal tents look like for rehabilitating birds, or you know, are there some other kind of things we can look into? And actually, it's one of the alternatives right now that is actually winning out, and we have some submitted requests for some quotes for these new enclosures, and I think that you'll be really pleased with them. One of the things we're planning on doing is definitely putting a webcam inside of the new pen, and so we're excited to be bringing in that. We've been consulting with a couple of security companies in the area that work with our IT person up here at the center, and they've been putting out some really good suggestions on what kind of cameras we need, and just some different alternatives for, because as you all know, there's lots of different things out there. There's the stationary cameras, there's cameras, there's one down in Radford. I'm not sure if you guys have found that one. It's the vulture cam. It's there's a vulture roost, and they actually have a camera set on the roost, so in the evenings when the vultures come, you can sort of see the vultures in the trees. That one actually has a toggle switch on your keyboard, so you can actually zoom and pan the camera yourself, which is really fun. Now, only one person can do it at a time, so if you have a whole bunch of people watching, you know, I think it's, you know, who's in control of the actual camera, I'm not sure. So I don't know if that's something that we can get away with, or whether we put up multiple cameras on certain perches that we know that he enjoys. There's lots of different things we're sort of playing around with right now, and really it's going to be the bird that tells us exactly, you know, where we should put these cameras, because he'll have his favorite perches, and we'll have to accommodate that, especially. So once that's up and running, there will be a live feed on Buddy that you can watch anytime of the year. I gotta say, I mean, some of the stuff that bird is doing and has been doing recently has just been fantastic. I mean, the guy loves water. absolutely loves it. So yesterday, when one of our rehabilitators was out spraying down one of the pens for Scarlet, he was sitting on the perch next door, kind of going, "Spray me." And he jumped down and sort of followed the so it's really entertaining, really entertaining. And what we're actually planning on doing is eventually getting to the point where we can actually put on cameras on several of the birds out there as well. Junior, the golden eagle, extremely entertaining, especially this time of year. He's in nest building mode right now, and so you can put a stick through the wall, and it's really funny. You go in, you pick it up off the ground, you fly up to one perch, fly up to the high perch, set it down, try to build a nest. If it falls through, we'll go down, pick it up, and up here, and then here. It's just really entertaining to see what they do. It is natural behaviors that they would be doing in the wild anyway, but because they're, and we can accommodate that by providing them with sticks, providing them with this enrichment that will actually allow them to manifest those behaviors, which is really nice, and I'm really glad we can do that, and obviously he's doing it and really enjoys it. So I expect we're probably going to be seeing some weird and wacky things from these birds just when you watch them. The grand plan for the future for the Wildlife Center here is we're planning to put cameras in multiple pens. Now, not all those will be online, but it will allow us to do things like watch some of these birds, what they're doing overnight, for example. So, for example, all raptors anyway, before they're released, we put them through a live mouse school to make sure that they can actually capture live mouse mice in order to be released back out into the wild. And right now we use giant sort of children's swimming pools, like the turtle tubs sort of thing. And catching a mouse in a bucket is possibly easier than it is in the wild. But we really don't have any better means of doing so. One of the other pens that we have slated to go up is actually a pen actually for rehabilitation birds. We're designing it in such a way that it has a balcony upstairs, if you will, that we can put nestling eagles in, and they can actually watch the adult birds flying back and forth in the main flight pen, and when it's time for them to start branching, then we can open up sort of a bay window door, and then they can go from branch to branch and then start flying. So try to replicate it a little bit more closely to what happens in nature. So in that new pen as well, we're going to have it so that there's a metal fence all along the bottom, and so that we can actually release mice into the pen itself. And if we want to mouse school red-tailed hawks or American kestrels or any other raptor species, we can give them more space to go and fly and catch it from a larger area and provide food and water and everything down for the mice. So and piles of leaves and things as well, so that they can escape and hide, and the birds have to prove that they can catch before they can be released. And that's if they do that and prove it to us, then